everybody. Welcome to this online professional development seminar titled Not Burned Out, but Crispy Around the Edges. My name is Barbara McLain, and I am totally qualified to give this session. Why? Because I've burned out so many times during my 30-some years of teaching music. Yep, it happens to everybody. And I hope that this session will give you some tips and tricks and things for you to think about, things for you to do right away that can help your burnout situation. First of all, if you're watching this, you are not burned out. How do I know this? Because you're watching it. Oh my gosh! If you were totally burned out, you wouldn't do this. You would not want to try to get better. So that's the good news. Now for the bad news. It's pretty hard to be a music teacher without feeling burnout sometimes. Maybe it's fleeting. Maybe it's long-lasting. But I think everybody tackles this. Everybody. So let's think about something. If I bet you $1 million that schools were going to get better, would you take the bet? What about if I bet you $1,000? Would you take the bet that schools are going to get better, that your program's going to get better, that your principal's going to be nicer? I don't think so. So far around the country when I do this presentation, the most anybody will bet me is about $1. So it's likely that your situation may get worse. If not, the challenges are not always going to go away. And that leads to some burnout for us. I think music teachers are much more susceptible to burnout than other subject teachers. So let's find out why. Here's what I'd like to do in this session. I'd like to take just a minute to talk about who is most at risk for burnout. And what does it feel like? And then what happens when you get burned out? And what causes it? Oh my gosh. Then finally, I'd like to talk to you about how can we cure our music teacher burnout. The research that I did found some really interesting factors that contributed to higher rates of burnout or higher levels of burnout among our music teachers. So I'm just going to kind of run through those with you, and as you listen, just check off how many of these might apply to you. For one thing, how many students are you responsible for? Teachers who've got 500, 600 students a week are more likely to burn out than somebody who's only got 50. That just makes sense. You probably could have figured that out on your own. Did you know that teachers who are married are less likely to burn out? That's probably because it gives them a support system. Somebody they can cry with or scream at home a little bit to vent their frustrations from school. Another interesting factor in how fast or how severely you burn out is how many conferences you attend. I found that very, very interesting, that teachers who attend professional conferences from their State Music Association or MENC national events, ACDA, ORF, all of those are really helpful in reducing the burnout level of the teachers that I studied. And probably, as you could predict, my research found that music programs that have a lot of support from the community or the principal, the other teachers, the parents, those teachers tend to burn out less. And that makes perfect sense to me. When I'm feeling burned out, I start resenting everything. I resent all the teachers who don't work as hard as I do. I resent all the community members who won't support the program. I resent MENC. I resent the federal government a whole lot. I also get really frustrated. Oh my gosh, it was like, what can I do? It's like I feel helpless. I get sad. I get so sad sometimes I cry. Then I get angry. I get really ticked off. Why won't people see the value of music in our schools? Oh, it drives me nuts. And why are my students so lazy? Why are I just get really angry. And then the worst, this is the worst feeling. I start saying whatever. I just become apathetic. I don't care about whether or not you get this or not. I don't care whether my program is successful. I begin to go into a defensive mode because of all of the overload of negative feelings I've got, and I become apathetic about just about everything. All of these are not good for your music program. I don't know if you realize this or not, but burnout is doing some nasty things to your body. You think that exhaustion is caused by running around chasing kids all day? Maybe not. Fatigue is a major symptom of burnout. Do you frequently have headaches? How about insomnia? Do you have trouble sleeping at night? Do you toss and turn? Do you get up? Do you have stomach problems? How about heart problems? Are you just frequently sick all the time? And have you maybe mistakenly put that off to just being around kids who are sick all the time? That may not be the case. It may be burnout doing terrible things to your health. If you've been suffering from more than 2 or 3 of those physical symptoms, you're probably in need of some real help where burnout's concerned. What might be even more important is your program might need help because of your burnout. Oh yeah. Let's take a look at what are some of the symptoms, the programmatic symptoms, when a music teacher begins to feel burnout. What would you say if I said, hey, let's plan a school-wide street fair, and the choir can sing. Oh yeah, the choir can sing, like all day long, like a marathon. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, try this. What would you say if I suddenly said in a faculty meeting, oh my gosh, let's plan a school-wide fair on a Saturday and have all the classes show things and all the music kids can perform, and it'll be great, and how about if you chair it? Did you just go, oh no, not me? Then you might be facing some burnout. Avoiding new projects is a symptom of teacher burnout. Yep. You don't want to take on anything more. Somebody calls and says, oh, can you chair solo and ensemble this year? And you go, oh gosh, I'd love to, but no, my mother-in-law is coming that weekend, and I just can't do it. I'm really sorry. You just don't take on anything new. Another unfortunate symptom of burnout is you stop smiling. You don't maybe even realize it, but you're not smiling anymore. And a frowning, sad-faced teacher is just not as motivating as a smiling one. It's just a symptom of no enthusiasm. Whatever. Okay, we can't have band today because of the assembly. Oh, whatever, I'll go to the lounge. Yeah, and another really unfortunate symptom is that you snap at things. Like, hey, you just snap at the kids. You snap at other teachers. You're probably snapping at all your family and friends sometimes. And talking about those other teachers, boy, if you're really burned out, you don't want to see them. You lock your doors. You don't go to their outings. You don't go have lunch with them. You avoid the other teachers, especially the ones with all the enthusiasm. They're just so bubbly. Oh, I think this is so great. And you're like, whatever. And one of another real troubling problem with burnout is that you stop planning. Not just new things, but you stop planning what you're doing every day. You start winging it. You start using the prayer method of rehearsal technique. Well, I'll pray they can fix it because I don't feel like doing it. And whatever, that's good enough. Let's just go on. You have less planning and preparation. It's really, really troubling, isn't it? You're just too tired. You're too tired all the way around. And finally, you get kind of sarcastic. Like, oh yeah, right. Like, that's going to help. Yeah, all right. Your whole attitude changes throughout the school day, throughout the week, throughout maybe the whole year. And this is something we have to attack. You have to attack all of these programmatic symptoms because your students are the victims. And music education all across the country becomes a victim. So what's causing your burnout? Well, I've got some really good news for you guys. It's not you. That's right. It's not you. You are not some sort of psychological reject because you're feeling burnout. You're not. You are a totally normal music teacher. Well, if you're not the cause of your own burnout through some weakness, then what does cause teacher burnout? Well, they cause burnout. That's right, schools cause teacher burnout. Just the way they're organized, the way society puts expectations on teachers, or it's just innate that you're going to burn out. Christina Maslach's research has been a foundation for understanding the 6 main causes of burnout. And these causes are provided by the institution. They're built right into some of these institutions. The first one is work overload. Anybody out there think they're not working too hard? Anybody out there think somebody's not working as hard as you are? Oh yeah, all the time in my department. The next thing that causes burnout is lack of control. Workers burn out when they don't feel like they have any control over their situation. Oh my gosh, that was my music program. I was always feeling like somebody else was in control of my schedule, my budget, even my room. I kept finding the Boy Scouts in there. It was just one thing after another that I had no control over. Who was in my classes, and on and on. Lack of control causes burnout. So far, music teachers are 2 for 2. Finally, reward. A lack of reward causes burnout. Anybody listening out there feel overpaid as a teacher? Oh boy, that's too funny. None of us are getting rewards. And it's not just financial rewards, because a lot of burnout is caused by a lack of emotional reward. How many times today, or the last day you taught, did people thank you? Did people come up and say how much they love your class? Those are so rare. I mean, we love them. Oh, they just make us, I feel elated whenever a student tells me how much they like my class. How many parents call you to tell you how wonderful your program is? Yeah, we don't get enough emotional rewards. So we're 3 for 3. And now about community. A lack of community makes people feel isolated and they burn out faster. Well, hello, in many schools in our country, there's only one music teacher. How more isolated can you get? You don't feel a sense of community. I think that's one reason why conferences contribute to lower burnout, because that's your community, that's your family. You go to these conferences, you're surrounded by people who do what you do and love doing it. So we're 4 for 4. Sometimes even if you have other music teachers in your building, by the way, you don't get along. Oh no. The 5th cause of burnout is fairness. Workers who don't feel like their environment is always fair tend to burn out faster and more severely. Well, oh my gosh, public schools are about the least fair place I know. Is it fair that they're only supporting science and math and reading now? No. Is it fair that those Boy Scouts are in my room all the time messing with my timpani? No. Is it fair that it's okay for the science teacher to take the kids out of school for 3 days but not the music program? No, that's not fair. And finally, now that we're 5 for 5 on the causes of burnout, a lack of shared values in your work environment contribute to severe burnout. Well, how many of you believe that everyone in your school values music and music education as much as you do? Oh no, this is huge. Our feelings of not having any advocates for our program is terrifying, and it also causes us to burn out. We don't have a sense of shared values in our schools or in our communities, and that really impacts our burnout. So we're 6 for 6 music teachers. Work overload, lack of control, lack of reward, a lack of a sense of community, a feeling of unfairness, and a lack of shared values. All right, so are you ready for the cure for burnout? Well, I've got bad news. I lied. Yep, there's no cure except retirement. I'm sorry, but there is no cure. There are only treatments for your burnout. I think the most important treatment I'm going to share in this little brief presentation is to stop doing something. That's right, stop doing something and start doing something differently, or start doing something new. Get a hobby if you don't have one. Get a spouse if you don't have one. Stop traveling to 14 competitions a year with your high school band. Stop chairing everything in the music association. Stop arranging your own music. Buy some. And free up some time for you to find balance in your life. To be more than a music teacher makes you a better music teacher. You've got to be a friend, a wife, a mother, a sister. You've got to be more than a music teacher. Finding that balance is going to go a long way towards starting your own self-treatment of music teacher burnout. Don't be afraid to jump right now and take action. Look at your calendar. That calendar, for the most part, is under your control. What are you doing to yourself? Now, what new thing would you like to do? Think of anything. Learn to play tennis. Go to movies. Just find some way that you can begin to attack your burnout and do it regularly. Exercise and taking care of your health are probably the primo recommendations from the field on this. And when in doubt, before you decide to quit being a music teacher, take some time off. Take an emotional health day. I've taken many mental health days. As a matter of fact, I used to plan them in advance. Or, if necessary, take a year off. I would rather you take a year away from music teaching and come back. Do whatever you need to do to provide the most enthusiastic and outstanding music teaching that you possibly can.